Okay, dot watchers. Let's see if we can't make a little bit of sense of what's going on in this race. So we see here that the teams are ranked based on points. Of course, as I pointed out earlier, the issue with that is that we don't know what legs they've done. So they might have accumulated more points just because they did a shorter leg. So the two long legs, right? There's a long paddle, right? Which is the B paddle, right? The one that takes teams up here. Right? I believe Rootstock did that earlier, right? That nice long paddle there. I actually think somewhere I have, yes, the leg B long paddle is 16 miles, right? Now, the other sort of long leg is leg E, which is a bike to foot, and then a foot nav, then you have the bike back. So that's about 20 miles on the bike and 4.2 miles of foot nav. So those are your two biggest sections in the clover leaf, right? That's starting this race. So how can this help us? Well, let me tell you. If we look here, we don't know. We see maybe here's a team on, they're out on B5. They're over here on E6, right? The question is, how fast are teams completing those two long sections? All right, so Wild Bill's got a little crazy here with a spreadsheet. I hope this worked because I did like formulas and stuff. And I hope it added up properly and really is given its accurate time. But no matter what the numbers actually say, I think it will tell us something. So here we have in yellow the total time in section B. These might not be accurate for the entirety of that section because the way the punches work, they essentially need to log, start their next section to end this section. So I don't know which one they went to next. So this might be from like the last B checkpoint until they went and started on A or something like that. But without that information, right, it's still going to give us, we can still do some comparison. So we see here that Elk Bones took them 2 hours and 49 minutes to get those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 B section checkpoints on the long paddle, right? Team Disability, 3 hours and 21 minutes to do that, right? Down here in green are the times that the first teams that have gotten through leg E, that bike to foot to bike, the 20 miles of bike and 4 on foot. And if we scroll over a little bit, we see Wadali did that in 1 hour and 36 minutes, which I don't think really has their bike drop back time, because I think it actually took them closer to 3 hours to do this. But nonetheless, for comparison's sake, we can kind of get some information out of here. So, but as we see here on Wadali's, right, going into the long paddle section, they still have another checkpoint to go, and it's already taken them 2:53, right? So it's taking them much longer without that final checkpoint, without that other sort of, let's see, 42 minutes. Now, if we look on individuals, and I don't know what order they did these in, we'd have to check on that to see what order they did them in. But, assuming another half hour, we're looking at them taking, somewhere down here in the slower range, right? This might be significant because the winds are picking up out there in good old Wisconsin, and that's going to make the paddle go a lot slower. So the teams that went and got that paddle done first, and then went on to whatever else, including leg E, might just might have made a better choice, because anyone who didn't get out on that lake early enough is going to have to fight some wind during that paddle. All right, can't wait to see what happens.